Hello everyone, welcome back to the tutorial series on how to make our REC-powered AI agent as intelligent as possible. And this is part 11 in which we are going to add a very important feature which you will find in any real-time enterprise level application, which is related to allow a user to just provide the URL through which it wants a response to be generated by the LLM, right? So this is a very high level flow which I created, like, okay, I need to allow a user to provide a URL. Then on the back side, our application will take that URL, extract the data from the URL, from the website, and then create a chunk, create an embedding, and load to the vector database, in our case, which is Pinecone DB. And once we have a data stored in a Pinecone DB, our logic is going to be same what we have built in a previous video. In this video, we are going to use the lot of code which we have written in part 10. So if you haven't watched that, I would highly recommend you to watch part 10 because we are going to use most of the code which we have written in part 10. So let's head to the PyCharm and let's try to see how we can create that. So what we're going to do, we are going to create a new application where we say URL with right? So this is the name which we're going to see. And this is the code which we have written. So I'm going to copy paste the entire code base because everything is going to be same. All we need is we need a library through which we can load the data, right? So that is where the LangChain community, this class WebBaseLoader is going to help us. So this is the import which we have to include. I'm going to the top of this. Okay, so here what we can do, we can simply say import loader class. Okay, so we are just using a LangChain community, and like that we have a document loader. So we already have this for the PDF loader, so we can simply just add this part here and this spreading PDF documents as well as the. Okay, so that's from the class which we're going to use. Now this is a standard function which is pretty much same like what we have for the PDF. But what we're going to do now, we are going to add this. You can add anywhere, but we are saying, okay, process URL for that. But let's see, it should be somewhere where we have our PDF. Okay, process upload PDF. So I think this should be the best place. Okay, and you can just make a comment. Okay, function load data. Okay. So now what we are doing, this is a new function. It's very straightforward, checking whether the URL is there or not. And then we are saying, okay, return, okay, valid URL, feeding the value, right? Now we are initializing the web-based loader, right? Once we have a loader, then we are saying, okay, just load that so that we can just get the docs, right? So here what we are doing, in this class, we are feeding in the same URL which user is going to input to our web application. And based on this, class is going to do all the matching. Then we are going to do the splitting. And behind the scene, you have to keep in mind this web-based loader. If you just click on this, right, this actually uses, let's see, because it has a dependency on Beautiful Soup 4. So you have to install that when you are going to use this, right? Okay. So what happens is it's load that, then we are just splitting the data, based on the chunk size and chunk overlap. We understand that. Same splitter class which we are using to just split the documents, same thing. And then we are creating an embedding model based on the Google embedding model. And then we are just feeding the chunk, what we have created with the URL content. And then we are feeding into the Pinecone. And once that is there, then we are creating a summary and suggested changes. These are same logic what we have for the PDF. The only difference here is the way we are loading the web's content, and then we are just creating, just using a same logic what we have written for the PDF. Okay, that's it. So these are the changes which we have to do from the backend perspective. Now come to the front end side. So in front end, what we have to do, we have to just add another tab like what we already have for the PDF. So that this code is also going to be pretty much same. This is the place where I want to add this. right? So if you just see, it's pretty much same. The only difference here is in place of calling a process uploaded PDF, we are processing a URL for the web, right? So that's the only change which we have to make. And we have to just close this. Okay. So I think we should be good. Let's quickly jump to the terminal and let's try to run it. Let's clear. Quickly say Python. App and this URL. Let's run it. Hopefully we haven't made a mistake. Okay, so now we can see this PDF related tab. We have this additional tab where we are saying process URL content and we can fill in the PDF. Not PDF, the URL, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this Kubernetes overview and I'm going to just put this URL and I say process URL. Let's come to the server side and see what's going on. Embedding model is being initialized. No. Some time. 30 seconds, 40. Let's see. Okay, now Gemini model is initialized, so just going to create a summary first. Okay. Still 26. Now the summary is generated. Now again, it is just taking again initializing the LLM object to just create the suggested question. Now we should be having something ready on here, right? So now we can say the status successfully processed the URL content. That looks good. Cool. And then this is the summary which LLM has created based on the content we have on this URL. This looks pretty good from the Kubernetes standpoint. And these are the 5 questions which you can see on my screen. What is Kubernetes and what are its primary benefits for managing container application? Makes sense. How does Kubernetes handle feature like service discovery, load balancing, and automatic rollout and rollback? So let's copy this second question because this looks good to me. And we can ask this question, right? So we have done nothing. We just provided the URL and now we have this summary as well as 5 best question which this URL content can respond. Right? So come back to the here, generated answers in the chunk. So probably we should see this is the context, which was created along with the question. We just get the response. So Kubernetes provides features such as deployment, scaling, and load balancing. It explicitly provides service discovery and load balancing. For service discovery and load balancing, Kubernetes can expose container using DNS name or using its own IP address. Always provide deployment pattern and can easily manage deployment like canary deployment. So this really looks awesome, right? So now we have integrated the capability of allowing URL content to respond to just assist LLM to respond with the latest and the greatest data available on the web, right? So I think we have taken a very significant step where we now have our application supported for not only the PDF but for the URL as well. So that's it from my side for this particular video. In the next video, we are going to enhance the intelligence of our application to the next level. Now, that's it from my side. If you have any feedback or suggestion, please feel free to put that in the comment section and I would love to incorporate that in my next video. And if you really like this video, give a thumbs up. And if you feel this video can help your friends, colleagues, and groups, please feel free to share with them. And if you haven't subscribed for my video channel, please subscribe for my channel. And as always, stay healthy and keep learning new things.